my dad inspired me to go to college. He was a laborer. He worked in the slaughterhouse industry, hard manual labor. And so my dad had me started working with him at 14 years of age in the slaughterhouses, and he taught me what manual labor was all about. But he also said, you know what, there's better things for you. And if you go to school and get an education, then you won't have to do this, and utilize the greatest tool you have, which is your brain. And so he was very influential as far as me wanting to go to school.
Dukie Valderrama deserves the Jaguar Award because he exemplifies the history of the college and the mission behind the college and the reasoning for this Jaguar Award. Because as we know, the jaguar is an endangered species, so is Dukie Valderrama.
What I want to focus on is his service to Southwestern College. He served as a board member of the foundation. He was instrumental in developing what they call the mini grants. And the mini grants are focused on programs for students, directly affecting students, and they do it through special events and things like that. And he was very passionate of our learning communities on campus, like the Puente program. We also have Bayan and Black Alliance and that. Everybody will tell you he's a family man, he's generous, he's compassionate, and that. And besides raising him and Dainine, his wife of nearly 50 years, besides raising their children, Carmel and Guy and Randy, they also helped raise about 40 young people.
What I'm most proud of in looking back in my career is how I've been able to set the bar, hopefully, for other minority communities to be able to get that valuable education that they'll need to excel. I've been on the Port Commission for 14 and a half years, and I've served the chairmanship twice. The last time, about 3 years ago, I served chairmanship for a second time. And at that time, after I was sworn in, they allowed me to give a speech about my experiences at the port. And the day of that event, I showed up in a zoot suit. And I don't know if you're familiar with a zoot suit, but a zoot suit was very important to the Hispanic community back in the 30s and 40s. My dad wore a zoot suit in his days, and because it represented who he was in the Hispanic community. Back in the days in the 30s and 40s, if you were caught wearing a zoot suit, the police officers would pull you over and shave your head. So it was a form of defiance that my dad says, I'm going to continually keep wearing my zoot suit. So when I was able to give my second swearing-in speech, my dad had already passed away, and he did not get to see many of the things that I accomplished. So when I was able to give my speech, I was there to honor the man that made me who I am today.
And Dukie wore that for a reason. The reason being that he was proud of his father, who was a suit-suiter, who was a pachuco. And although you've seen the posters, the pose, the movie, the zoot suit, and you've seen the fine threads that they wear, well, that's a visual message. There is a hidden message behind that, and that's what Dukie was portraying, is that the saying that what they were saying is, aquí estamos y no nos vamos, means we're here and we aren't leaving, con zafos.